If you've never visited Ljubljana, you'd better have a good excuse. In the heart of Slovenia, it's a sleek, forward-thinking city with Italian-influenced architecture. It's bright and energetic, compact and picturesque, and there are more dragons here than museums. From taking a cruise down the Ljubljanica River to relaxing in Tivoli Park, here are 10 best, hidden, interesting, and unusual things to see and do in Ljubljana. So let's dig right in. Number 10. Cruise down the Ljubljanica River. What better way to experience Slovenia's capital than by boating down the Ljubljanica River? The Ljubljanica River, which flows and bends through central Ljubljana, provides a different view on the city that has undoubtedly captured your heart from above. Along the banks of the Ljubljanica, some of the most gorgeous moments can be found. The river has a colorful history, harboring antiquities from the Romans and Celts in its depths. With that past long gone, the magnificence of the city's medieval heart extending up from its banks awaits. To see Ljubljana from the water, book a 2-hour romantic evening Ljubljanica River cruise or get a Ljubljana card for a free trip. Finish with a great snack or a drink at one of Old Town's many cafes and restaurants situated on the riverbank. Number 9. Visit the National Gallery of Slovenia. If you enjoy art history, don't miss a visit to the National Gallery of Slovenia while in Ljubljana. This huge historical art museum houses Slovenia's largest collection of fine art. The permanent exhibition spans several centuries, from the Middle Ages to the 20th century. The National Gallery is a veritable time capsule of Slovenian art history, featuring works by painters such as Josef Toming, Frank Kavi, Ivana Kobilka, Janez Ubic, and Jurij Ubic. The gallery also houses Francesco Rava's original fountain of 3 carnioline rivers, which has become one of Ljubljana's most recognizable monuments. Number 8. Fall in love with Art-Nouveau architecture. Even though Ljubljana is a small capital, it has some truly magnificent examples of Art-Nouveau architecture. Fortunately, they are mostly in the center, so finding them should be simple. While this style may vary depending on location, the Viennese secession movement had a significant impact on Ljubljana's architecture. After all, Ljubljana was part of the Austria-Hungary Empire when Art Nouveau was at its peak of popularity. Hauptmann House on Prešernovtrg, People's Loan Bank Building, Vernik House, Urbank House, or Municipal Savings Bank Building are some of the most splendid examples. Number 7. See the city from above at the skyscraper Nebotičnik. Built in 1933, the appropriately titled skyscraper, Nebotičnik, was the tallest structure in the former Yugoslavia and one of the tallest in Europe in its heyday. Since the skyscraper's debut, a lot has changed. Nebotičnik doesn't even come close with only 13 stories. That's not to say it's not worth a look. This is the spot to go for spectacular views of Ljubljana's city center. The viewing deck is free to enter and offers some of the best views in Ljubljana. Choose the stunning Art Deco spiral staircase over the elevator for the complete experience. Then reward yourself with a meal and a drink at the 12th floor restaurant. Number 6. Enjoy the alternative vibe at Metelkova. The coolest things happen at the Autonomous Cultural Center, which is housed in a former Yugoslavian military barracks. Metelkova's history begins in 1993, when squatters occupied the area. There are now many other kinds of businesses there, such as bars, clubs, and workshops where people may learn new skills. There is even a highly regarded hostel Celica, which is housed in a former prison and is an ideal spot to stay during your visit to Ljubljana. Even if you visit Metelkova on a slow Sunday morning, you can still see the incredible street art that decorates the city. Number 5. Admire the Baroque frescoes at Cathedral of St. Nicholas. If you want to view some of the most amazing architecture in Ljubljana, go visit the Cathedral of St. Nicholas, often known as Ljubljana Cathedral. St. Nicholas Church's grounds date back to the late 13th century. The original Romantic church burned down before its 100th anniversary and was rebuilt in Gothic style. This too did not last long, barely making it over the century mark, 108 years, before being destroyed by invaders. The lovely Baroque structure we see now arose in the early 18th century. The church was improved with additions during the next century and a half. The interior frescoes, statues, and paintings, which are the church's most captivating elements, are from this century. Inside Ljubljana Cathedral, see the bronze sculptured doors, stunning Baroque-era ceiling murals, gold-leafed pillars, and towering pipe organ. Number 4. Soak up the buzz at Triple Bridge. Triple Bridge is an amazing piece of architecture located just south of Perin Plaza, the unofficial major square of central Ljubljana. The origins of this lovely bridge can be traced back to the mid-1800s. Even though the origins do not corroborate the notion, the bridges have a Venetian flavor about them. The landmark Triple Bridge appears in many postcard photographs of Ljubljana. Spend some time here to absorb in the vibrant environment. Take a few shots of your own before crossing the bridge and continuing your exploration of Ljubljana's Old Town. If you have a few minutes to spare when strolling through Prešeren Square, stop by the pink Franciscan Church of the Annunciation to admire the magnificent frescoes. Number 3. Hang out with the city's mascot at Dragon Bridge. Dragon Bridge is an eye-catching Art Nouveau bridge with 4 roaring dragon figures perched on the balusters. Aside from the bridge's construction, the dragons are extremely detailed, with traits that tend more toward frightening than cute. If you want to take a picture with your new scary friends, be patient. Dragon Bridge is one of the most popular spots to visit in Ljubljana. You may have to wait your turn to get near these terrifying monsters. Number 2. Hike up to Ljubljana Castle. Walking up Castle Hill to admire the medieval castle that towers over Old Town Ljubljana below and to rest in its beautiful grounds is a must. The Ljubljana Castle was first built by the Habsburgs in the 15th century in order to protect the city against Ottoman attacks. Over time, Ljubljana Castle transformed into its current form. It has served several purposes throughout its history, including a military hospital and a jail. The grounds and castle can be explored without fee. Before exploring the traditional Slovene crafts at Galeria Rustica, revitalized with a quick drink in the courtyard. Evenings are the best time to explore Ljubljana Castle since the grounds come alive with cultural events and concerts under the castle's warm lights. Number 1. Enjoy some downtime in Tivoli Park. There is no better mini escape within Ljubljana than hiding in the shelter of the chestnut trees at Tivoli Park. Don't tell a New Yorker, but Tivoli Park is larger than Central Park. And for a capital city as small as Ljubljana, the size of this green space is readily apparent. Tivoli Park, which stretches all the way down to the eastern outskirts of central Ljubljana, is the city's best recreation area. Summer, unquestionably the greatest time to visit Slovenia, is especially popular with throngs of Ljubljana's citizens flocking to Tivoli Park to soak up the rays. Trek up Ravnik Hill to put your step counter to the test. Ravnik Hill, which flows into Tivoli from the northwest, is the ideal, tranquil green escape from the city. So, what are your plans for your trip to Ljubljana? Let us know in the comment section down. That's all for this video. Like, share, subscribe, and turn on the notifications if you want to receive more videos like this. Until then, travel and see more.